Alright, finally got this fucker up and running. So, let me get everything out there, guys, and that's not it. Never mind. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let me get all the stuff out there, guys, and then we will get started. We're starting a little late. I'm sorry about that. Had a little trouble. Had to reset up everything. Okay, I just got to post a few of these up and then we'll get to it. Let's see. Just got one more. And where is it at? There it is. Alright guys, like always, if you have any questions, anything like that, throw them up here in chat and we'll go over them. Hi, John, what you into, bub? Yeah, you got first this time. Okay, so there we go. So the only thing I put on there is if you have any questions, any tickers, anything like that. I'm sorry for the late start, guys. When I got here, shit wasn't working and I had to redo everything. I had it set up to go before I left the house, and then it just kind of all went to hell. Let's see how I want to do this. There we go. So guys, we called out Wells Fargo the other day and then again this morning, and it tanked and tanked good. They was a couple of people told me this morning that they made over $300 on this one single trade, just from it going from here to here this morning. That is so awesome. One of them told me he made a couple of $100 just on one contract. Of course, what it does after that, we don't care. We got it. It done great. We seen it setting up for the triple top. Plus, we seen on the 4 hour that its trend line resistance was converging with this past resistance line. If we look, it even goes all the way. No, that is a 4 hour. Sorry. It went all the way back to August. It keeps getting rejected there. That's where we seen it. And if we come back here, guys, if it gets rejected here again, it's probably coming on back down. So keep your eyes peeled for that rejection. If it gets rejected this time, it's probably coming pretty good down too. It's not just going to hit the 200. I'm pretty sure financials is still weak right now too. Let me update this. We also made some money on where's fine? No, actually, financials picked up. It's showing energy, utilities, healthcare, real estate, and then financials, then materials. As far as the sectors in order, which are doing good right now. We also made some money on some SPY puts this morning. Let's take a look at that real quick. Some of the people played SPY. I played SPX XS. Well, something's not right. Let me give it a second. My thing's messing up on me. You know what? Let me just put you here. Let me set this up on the Twitter here first page. And let me just redo my Weeble. It's, yeah, I see. It froze up or something. So let me redo it real quick. Load it back up. But anyways, on the SPY, we said right before closing that it was looking weak and that stocks were coming down. So we called it out right before we got off the morning stream. So what I ended up doing was I popped in over to the Trading Collective Discord and seen that they was playing it, they was watching it, and sure enough, their algo called it out. By the way, guys, if y'all's into algo trading or anything like that, there's a link in the description down below that can take you to the Trading Collective. The guy CJ there, he's a pretty cool guy. You know, he can tell you all about the algo that they've got. But anyways, their algo was calling out strong signals for to short. So they was already in it playing it. See, there's an update. Yeah, so I'll have to update it later. Okay, so let me put y'all back over here. Pull it up. Did that do it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm back on there. So let's go to it. I'll show you real quick. SPY. And this one little pullback here netted, I know some people were saying they got 60, 70% on their options. So it was a nice little trade, but it looks like things are picking back up. But guys, if over the next couple of days we start getting things like Amazon, Apple, Google, if they start having bad earnings, this is going to pull back a significant amount. So watch that, keep your eyes open, and jump on those puts if you see it happening. If they all have good earnings, then you're probably good to go the other way around. But if we look at the 4 hour on it, we're pretty much knocking on the highs. I mean, yeah, we're over the highs. What is the 52-week high on it? 458.49. So yeah, we're right there at the door on all-time highs on the SPY. OCGN. We called it out. It done great this morning. And just like all these plays, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. Once the news came out, it didn't matter if it was good or bad. Once that news comes out, it's all known. People's going to take their profits. I ended up selling mine. I held through this one, but when it finally broke through on this last one, I sold mine. I can't remember what it wasn't killer profit, but it was decent profit I made on this one. I know some people was telling me they done better. They ended up selling at the top up here. What else do we got? Prague was another one we was looking at this morning, but I think it sold off, didn't it? Nope, it's still holding. Prague is one that I'm really bullish on. I ended up picking back up, and as long as it holds this 50-day, I'm going to play this one out. It's looking good to me. I don't see any reason why it can't return back up to $5, $6 like it did here. As long as it stays bullish, I'm in on it. It's looking good. But I'm playing shares on this one. I didn't get options because I want to be able to hold it for a few days. Yeah, I've been feeling a little bit better. I've still having some lingering effects to it all, but overall I'm feeling better. Yeah. Trying to see. Okay. What do we got here? Let's start running down some plays. See what's running, see what's doing good right now. Maybe see if we can't get into a play going into tomorrow. I'm trying to hold back my day trade until tomorrow because I'm out of them on every one of them, but I get 4 of them back tomorrow, and then the other 2 back the next day. I guess technically I could use a day trade to my long account, but that defeats the purpose of that account. Yeah, watch for this one. If this one bounces at this 15, this one might could do good. Same thing here. If this bounces here, it doesn't look good because it would have to reach over these highs, which I don't think it'll do before close, but if it bounces and start getting some good candles, it could do it in the after hours. Oh, I thought this one would do better than what I had my size. It started off so good. We seen it this morning, and we missed getting in on it early. By the time I seen it, it was already starting to spike, but I'd have loved to have caught it on one of these bounces. If I could have caught it on this bounce or that bounce, man, that'd have been nice. I mean, I know it don't look like a lot, but on these cheap stocks like this, let me show you something. If we could have caught it back here on this one and got up to the highs, that's 104%. Even if we would have waited until it broke through the 15, that's 73%. It's a little plays like that, guys, that can really set you up with some money quick. My GE, that straddle play I'm playing on it, where it has to hit in between 104 to 107 to get the max amount, and then I got almost $1 leeway on either side of that to still be in profit. It had earnings, and just as I expected, it ran up during earnings, and it's going to come back down. I look at this one to finish the week in between 105 and some change to 106 and some change. And guys, this play is perfect for sideways trading stocks. You can 3x your money on a stock that's trading sideways. And GE is a perfect setup for this. Watch that video I have on this. If you have any questions, let me know. But look, it's always finishing within a tight range. Only twice, and that's when the market was selling off. It is a perfect setup for that. Looks like we have WTRH back at, ooh. I hope y'all held some of this. Yes, mommy, look at that. I said I was going to hold mine until it broke the 50, and look, a perfect bounce off that 50. This is one we called out the other day, guys, and holding paid off. Check that out. I sold some of mine. I think I sold about 30%, 20%, something like that on this when it come down. But the rest of it I said I was going to hold until it broke this 50-day. I mean, we was already up pretty good. The 50-day wouldn't have put me too much lower, but there was a lot of potential for upside on it the way it was holding. That is nice. See, it's plays like this, guys, that you don't realize at the time that they're going to do good until you see somebody call it out a few days later and they're like, wow, and it took off. I mean, right now we are up like crazy. We didn't get in the pre-market. So right about opens when we got in on this to where it's at now, up 101%. Awesome. I'm part of the Wall Street Bets Discord too. A lot of y'all probably know me from there. That's one of the bigger rooms that I'm in most of the time. I just try to help out. I like to help people. I like to talk stocks and stuff. And that's a Discord that I'm part of a lot. Not the Wall Street Bets. It's the Wall Street Bets new. So it's WSBN. And they was playing this METX. And I told them it was on this dip and this run up. And I was trying to show them, you know, technical analysis. I keep hearing a lot, especially in those, that technical analysis is like reading tea leaves. And I told them, I said, it's coming up on resistance. If it gets rejected there, guys, be careful. Have you a plan? And of course, they was receptive to it. They said, yeah, but I'm sure someone was like, yeah, what does he know? Blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, it got rejected. Sold off a bit. It's still holding the 50 though. So, until you get a clear break or rejection from it, it's probably worth still holding. But guys, this is 4 times without, I mean, you've had a little bit of higher highs right here, but not enough to call that an ascending triangle. That is probably going to break out to the bottom, but if you want to hold out and see, use that as your trend line. Set it up like that. If it breaks below this, get out. If not, wait to see if it breaks out to the top. Be careful with these stocks, guys. They sell off quick and they're not worth holding forever. They just ain't. Anytime it breaks below the 200, just remember, you can always jump back in if it gets back over it. Take what profits you got now, wait for the break back over the 200, and then jump back in if you feel like it's still worth it. Let's see what some of our bigger stocks are running right now. MKFG, this is the one that ARK has bought up a lot of over the last few months. I think they're still holding this. I know I seen an article about a month or two back saying they bought up a lot of it. That's really weak though. It's not even getting a million volume. Nvidia is one that we called out today. This one, guys, when is earnings? Yeah, this is going to probably come down. It's looking a little bit weak, but really until it breaks that 50, you just don't know. One of them I'm looking at playing for earnings is MED. I talked to a guy yesterday. He was wanting to hold for earnings, and I told him, I'm like, look, earnings right now on this stock is really shaky. So if you've done your DD and you think you know it, then hold. But if not, I would sell the first sign of resistance. And sure enough, he sold, and he told me, he said, you know what? Good looking out. He said that that he ended up doing really good on this play. And I believe that earnings, I think their earnings, revenue is probably going to be decent. I don't know if it'll beat estimates or not. EPS is looking pretty good for right now. I think it's going to beat, but their outlook is what's going to destroy them. I think their outlook looks a little weak, so I'm probably going to pick up some puts on this. As a matter of fact, it's about halfway through Power Hour, so let's look at some puts real quick, and then we'll go over any tickers you guys have. So, where I'm holding overnight, I don't want to play weeklies because Theta will kill me out. So let's go to the next week. What's the Theta on that? Still a little rough. Let's go one more week out. 17. That's not as bad. And if we come down 112, ooh, that's rough. Oh, 19's that okay. So I like the 117 to the 112. If you want to go cheaper with it, it's what I'm looking. I'm trying to look at price here and see what's a good affordable one. Yeah, see where we got to hold overnight, we got to really worry about Theta. Let me see what the 19 looks like. If we went out to the 12, that's 200. That's not bad. So yeah, probably what I'll play is this 12 strike puts, or sorry, not strike. November 12th expiration puts at. I'll probably grab just 117 and grab 2 of the 112s. Yeah, see, that's not killer money that way, but it exposes you to the market, and this being a riskier play where we got to hold overnight and things like that, you're not going to miss out on a lot if you need to quickly get out in the morning. But I do believe that this one's coming on down. Okay. So let me see what tickers y'all have to look at. Anything? See, that's what I say. TA is not like reading tea leaves. There is a great science behind it. I mean, take a look at this channel. Um, how many stocks do we call out on a daily basis, if not a weekly basis? You know what I mean? Or strike that, reverse it. On a weekly basis, if not a daily basis. And we do it all from TA. DWAC, I didn't know what DWAC was when I first looked at it. We seen the chart. I said it looked good, and we hopped on it. I didn't find out until I hit back in the Discord that it was a Donald Trump stock. Matter of fact, if I probably would have known, I probably wouldn't have jumped on. Yeah, Prague is still looking really good. I just went over that. AMD can't deliver you. Yeah, that's the way. I mean, AMD's outlook. You know, revenue's kind of iffy. I do believe their EPS is going to go up, but mostly from my experience, that revenue and outlook is what will make or break an earnings run, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely going to pick up some AMD puts. It is a little bit of a gamble. I will warn y'all on this one, but overall, I believe I'm going to be right on it. Yes, let me write those down and we'll go over them. So I'll do a quick look at Prague for speed. Excuse me, lost my voice. IINN, that's that one that we looked at real quick there, but we'll look at it better. VIMI and OCGN. Yeah, we'll look at all Alter. And we'll also run down VVIG and AMC too. So let's just start knocking these out. See, this is looking real weak. This is the 4 hour, so we'll go down from here. It's looking weak right now. I'm not going to lie to you. It's looking really weak. It is coming up on a key resistance though. Between this, I think that's maybe 633. No, yeah, 635 to 542. Those two are key support lines. I said resistance, but I meant support. But really, it really needs to start making moves up. Let's look at the lower time frames here. You see how it keeps getting rejected by this 50-day? This is a 15-minute chart, by the way. It really needs to break up, retest, and bounce over this 50-day before you're going to start seeing any movement upwards. If you're in this stock right now, once it breaks this 633, you might want to look at least lowering your position, if not getting out all the way. Remember, if the stock moves up, you can always get back in, set you an alert. But if you are keen on holding and you want to know what to watch out for, or if you're not in it yet and you're wondering if you should get into it, what I would look for is a clear break above this 50-day EMA. Now it's a moving average, so it's going to move depending on where it's at on what day. But you want a clear break above the 50-day EMA, a retest, and a bounce. From there, you should see this 15-day follow it, and you get that cross that I talk about on my EMA strat that I use strategy. But that's what I would look for. That would signal to me that this is a possible reversal. From there, you want to see it do the same thing over the 200. You want to see it have a clean break and some type of confirmation. Either bypass it to the next resistance and bounce, or pull back here, retest, and bounce. But that's the reason why it's key to watch these EMA lines, guys. They'll tell you 90% of what you need to know about a stock. Prague, we can see here that it is holding. For me, as long as it holds this 50-day, I'm keeping my full position. I do believe that unless there's some bad news or unless there's a change in sentiment, this could see $5 to $6 again. Now, from there, we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to start taking partial profits at, what is this marker right here? So $4.90 to $5 is where I'm going to start taking partial profits. Maybe like 20-25%. My get out though on this one is when it breaks a clean break or clear break and some type of confirmation of the 50. What's the next one? IINN. Yeah, see, this is that one I was talking about. This would look really nice. I don't know if we're going to break this high right here, but if it starts, we start getting some good candles, this one could run into the after hours. But if you hold into the after hours, you want to watch the morning. If you start seeing a good sign of resistance in the morning, get out, take your profits. But if you wanted to play this one, and you're keen on it, right now's the time to jump in. Your out point would be a break below the 15 or this 591. Your confirmation would be above the 816 and some type of confirmation like a bounce or a good candle pattern, something like that. Let's see, BIVI or BIMI. Same thing on this one. Look for this break right here. Right now, if you wanted to play this one, right now is the time. The out point, let's make it here, would be right at 152. That would be a clean break below the 15 moving average, 15 EMA. But your confirmation that you're in a good play would be at 256 or higher. If you get a clean break over that, it's possibly going to run into the after hours. Again, you want to watch it for the morning to see if there's any sign of resistance, any type of sell-off, things like that. If you see a big resistance in the morning, it's probably best to get out as soon as you can. OCGN. This is one that we called out yesterday on news, and sure enough, it ran. I'm out of this one. I sold when it broke down. This one, if you're still holding this on hopes that it'll come back up, I can't say that it will. It did find its support, but it is under the 200. If you're hoping this will go back up, you need for it to get above the 200 quickly, bounce, and show that it's going to continue on. But if this gets rejected at this 200, it's done for. I mean, it's over. Really, the get out point on this one would have been when it broke under the 50-day. This was a clear buy the rumor, sell the news. We pointed that out again this morning. But I know guys with the AMC mindset and stuff to hodl, it's a strong feeling to want to do that with most stocks because it got you money with that one. But not all stocks trade the same, and in some cases you just need to take profits when it's available. I think that's, yeah. What's on our tops list here? Same thing. BIMI took the top place right now. What other, let me check some other earnings here real quick. We got coming up this afternoon and tomorrow. Well, if I can get this thing to work right, there we go. 26th and 27th. Let me show y'all what I'm doing here. So I've come to Benzinga, I went to news, went to earnings, and I put in, if you come here, well, you can put in the 26th, 27th, and you can look at, they'll let you know right over here if it's a PM earnings, which is after hours, or an AM, which is pre-market. We can see that tomorrow we have Ford. Let's take a look at Ford real quick. Ford is one that I think might do good solely on its outlook, but you know, the fact that it shut some factories down, things like that, is going to look bad on it. So I don't. Ford's iffy. I may wait until after earnings to try to play it. Or, well, I don't know. If it's close to a good support, a person could probably play it. That way, if it's a bad earnings, you know, you don't have to worry about it dropping too much before, you know, you'd be able to get out before it dropped too much is what I'm getting at. Your risk level wouldn't be as high, but your profit level could be pretty decent. Another one that's good, GM. GM is almost certainly going down. It's going to miss earnings, I believe. See, all this shows that it's in the after hours tomorrow too. So this one would be a good one to buy puts on. Look, that'd have been nice to catch this on these rejections. What's another one? Another big one. McDonald's is tomorrow. I think McDonald's is going to beat. It's in the morning. And I think McDonald's actually going to look pretty decent. So the fact that it's selling off is good because it won't drop as much if earnings hit. So there's a lot more upside than downside. What else do we got? Enphase is coming out one day. Spot. Spotify. Oh man. It's weird. I think Spotify is going to do good on earnings. EPS is going to be close. But its outlook, because last time it said it was losing, or they believed that they wasn't going to be gaining as much users as they was. So they wasn't losing earners, but they thought that their gain on it was slowing down. eBay's coming up, and I don't have a clue what it's going to do. I've not kept up with it none. Apple's is either today or tomorrow. I need to look up and see when that is. Because I said at the beginning of the week, on Sunday, when we did our Sunday stock, and then again on Monday, that I believe Apple would be a good one to buy puts on up until earnings, and then calls to play for earnings. Just something about Apple. I know it's had a lot of shit with this, these new laws and stuff like that, but I think it's going to do well. I'm trying to run them down here and see. Oh well, let me just put it in. So the Apple one is today. Shit. So if you want calls on this one, or you want to play it for earnings, you got to do it today. What are some options on it? We want to be bullish on it. We don't want to go that far out on that. The 155 or the 155 doesn't look bad. Again, the 155 on this one, I would either play the 150 or the 155. I think that's what I'm going to do. What is if it runs? Let me pull back here and see. If it runs, it could go almost up to 160. So if you want to be more conservative on it, or you don't have enough money to play those, the 160s for next week is not bad neither. So give me 1 second. I want to pick up a couple of these calls and play this. So probably what I'm going to do is let's pick up Let's pick up 2 of the 155s. And let's pick up 3 of the 160s. That put me close to about $90 on the 161. So Apple, and I'm not going to lie, this Apple play is a gamble. It's not guaranteed to go up. It's just what I believe from doing very minimal research. All right, got the 155s. I was able to get in at $87. Now the 160, and it filled. So I was able to get the 160 in at $27. All right, now we just have to wait and see what it does. We're in it to win it now. Let me see if y'all got anything you want me to look at real quick. Yeah, Prague is just looking really good. I mean, even now, if you're not in Prague and was thinking about getting in Prague, it's got a nice little setup. This is a 3-minute right here. Look, it just bounced off the 200. And if we look at the 15-minute, it's holding that 50-day beautifully. Just keeps on bouncing. I mean, you can draw a straight line straight up here. And I like the fact that it's not where I'm holding shares in it, not options. I like the fact that it's climbing at a steady pace. It's not shooting up, it's not shooting down, it's just steadily going. You know, steady wins the race. We do need to break out above this, so I like to get right. I like to get above this 419 mark. WTRH is going crazy right now. We talked about that. God, did we talk about that this morning or this evening? It's Is it WRTH or W? Damn it, I'm gonna have to pull it up on my portfolio and WTRH. That's not it. So what I've done on this one, guys, okay, so this is a 3-minute, this is a 15-minute. My stop loss on this one will be a clear break below the 15, but I may, with that type of resistance, let me see what it does here. If it breaks the 15 on the 3-minute, I might go ahead and take 25% profit on it. And that way I've got some profit and it'll leave me less exposed going into the after hours. Because this is the reason why it's good to keep up with this community and the call outs and everything and watch these, even if you put it on the background, you know, you don't have to stay attentive. But we called this out a few days ago. We called this out a few days ago, and it's done really good since. The next day after this run up is when we got in. I took roughly about 20% profit back here and held on to the rest. And I'll probably end up taking another 20% here. 3 minutes while we was watching. Do. And for guys, if you'd hit that like and subscribe button, it would help me out a ton. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also over at Twitter at WTrades. It's a great place, guys. I put I call out any winners that we got. I put watch list, charts, news, all kinds of cool stuff over there. It's a great place to keep up with shit over there. What was this? WRTH here. Let's put it here. That's not it. There we go. WTRH is over here now. Let's run down BBIG. Yeah, see, it's still getting rejected by the 50-day, but it is holding that support. So for anybody in this, for the next big catalyst coming, I think, unless they moved it on us, like I said, guys, there's been a lot going on. I've not had time to keep up with the news on this. But the last date I heard, it was the 27th or 28th is when the tide thing. So unless they moved it again, that date's tomorrow. I'd have to double check to see if they moved it or not. But the more they keep moving it, the more this is going to sell off because it's just pissing people off. But we can see how it's held this support every time it's come up it. We need a clear break above it and then a clear break of this trend line here. That'd be really nice for that one. AMC right now, last I seen it was selling off. Let's see. This is the 4 hour. Let's go to the 15 minute. Yeah, still getting rejected by that 200, man. Yeah. Guys, if y'all need a way, if you're holding AMC for whatever reason, if you need a way to make money on it when it goes down, you know, you're allowed to buy puts. Regardless of what anybody tells you about how it'll mess this up or mess that up, if you need to make money in the interim of waiting on anything to do anything, buy puts. You're not going to mess nothing up. I buy puts on this all the time. There we go. That's set up a little bit better now. Let's put this on the 3 minutes since that's what we was watching it on. Yeah, look, clear bounce. Bounce with me, bounce with me. Yeah, come on. Are you ready? What are y'all in right now? Y'all in any good plays right now? Yeah. AMD. I'd be really shocked if it done. Okay, guys, here's what we've been waiting on. The after hours. Now, a few things I wanted to check on during the after hours was the big players that are doing earnings today. So let me pull up the earnings calculator real quick. And I want to give y'all some stuff to watch. And this is how you can tell what the overall market could be possibly doing tomorrow. Plus, those of y'all that was wondering about IV Crush and stuff, this is a good one to check out too. Let me find the earnings. There it is. So the ones you want to watch today is just to see what they do for the overall market. Or, oh man, I forgot about QuantumScape. I was wanting to play it. But in phase, Alphabet or Google, AMD, Microsoft, what else is there here? And then in the morning it would be Spotify, and Coke. That's the only thing I see in the morning. So watch these and see what they do today. You could throw Visa and Twitter in there too if you wanted to. Let's see. Apple tanked right all the way up until that. I'm curious to see what it does in the after hours. Wait, was Apple today in the PM or in the morning? I don't remember already. Apple is... Oh, never mind. I thought that said the 26th. It's the 28th, guys. I effed that up big time. That's the reason why you don't get in a rush. Oh well. So my Apple calls are probably going to do for shit. Because I messed up. Oh well. We'll just have to close them out in the morning and play again on the 28th. But, let's see what Microsoft and Google and all that's doing right now. Because this is what's going to tell you what the overall market. If all these have bad earnings, look for the market to come down pretty good tomorrow. Google is looking very weak at the moment. Very weak. We just have to wait and see. Microsoft. Oh, it looks like Microsoft did good. Check it out. This is probably pre-buy, and they probably ain't released it yet, but somebody knows something that they're already buying. AMD. That still ain't nothing out yet on that. Or you'd see more. See, a lot more people are hesitant. They don't know which way to go yet. So you might have to wait on the actual earnings call on AMD for it to do anything. Buddy, Google is just completely undecided what it wants yet. I mean, you have it jumping $50 to $100 at a time. But alright guys, that's our 4 o'clock. Watch those stocks to better tell you what the SPY's going to do. Hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for coming and hanging out with me, guys. Let me see, any other questions before we go? Yeah, the WTRH, if you're playing that, be careful. I mean, take your profits when you get them. Don't leave yourself wide open for it to come down, especially holding overnight. Yeah, as far as the stock, when you start getting more into technical analysis, you'll start learning to trust what the chart's doing. You know, technical analysis is taking past price movement and trying to predict future price movement. So there's also a psychology factor to play into it. And stocks have their own trends. Every stock's not the same. Oh, I don't know shit about WTRH. I'm slowly playing WTRH just on the chart. I couldn't tell you nothing else about it. Solely on the chart is all I'm playing it for. But guys, again, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me. If there's any of these earnings that you guys would like to sit down and go over, whether it's one that you're in or you just would like to see what our earnings call is about, let me know. We can do that on one of these. Wait until after hours or pre-market, take the earnings call, go over it, things like that. We've done it before in the past with some of them. We can do it again. It's really, if it's something that y'all would like to experience or are curious about, just let me know. We can jump on it. But alright guys, you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, or I'm coming to your house and making your mom cook dinner for me. Alright. You guys have a good one.